Welcome to Science Lab. This is 100% hands-on school, and today our topic is a fraction. And before we get started, we want to remind our student about our motto. Let's take your oath.
Memorization is a crime.
So let's dive in. What is a fraction?
Fraction is like another way of saying whole number.
No, it's not.
It's another way of saying number.
No, it's not.
It's integer.
It's not.
So if it's not anything, why do I need it? It's useless.
Okay, so there are
useless.
there are more than one types of number, as you said. It starts with natural number.
Natural.
It starts with 1, 2, 3.
4, 5.
Okay, you can use those number to count cows, for example. There are whole number. Now, thanks to Brahma Gupta from India,
There is 0.
you include 0. And then, as you said, the integers, which includes the negative number. All right, now things getting interesting. Irrational number.
Rational number.
For example, fraction.
Fraction. I'm very confused. Can you show me what is a fraction?
Okay, sure. For example, this half.
Oh, wow.
If I ask you to write down the value of this apple, what do you want to write down?
Well, this apple is 6.
6? How this apple is 6?
Maybe 6 grams. 6 grams.
No. We are not talking about mass. We are not talking about the mass of this apple. We are talking about numbers.
The size.
Number.
Can I say? Oh, there is one apple. One apple.
One apple.
Let's
okay.
see.
All right. Very nice. One apple. So that's another way of saying whole.
Whole.
That's another way of saying you've been saying whole.
Whole number.
Yes.
This is
So
whole number.
that means the entire apple represent one whole. Okay. Does that make sense?
But my question is, this is one apple, but can we slice it?
Oh yeah, sure. If we
slice it, it will be 2 apples.
It's not gonna be 2 apple. It's not 2 apple. It's not 2 apple. It's not 2 apple anymore.
Oh.
It's half apple and half apple.
Oh, wait.
So can you write half? You cannot. You can write this.
Okay.
Write this down now. I'm glad that you wrote 1. Okay.
Okay.
That's true. This is 1. Yeah. This is 1 or whole.
Okay.
Now write this in number.
Okay. Is it gonna be half, like you said?
That is correct. Now you are getting it. Now can you write this one? This piece. All right. Write this piece. Okay. Write it down. Write it down. Eating comes later. Write it down.
Okay. So
how are you gonna write it down?
Now it's not gonna be half anymore.
How would it be half? This would be half. If this is half, then this is definitely not half.
So is it smaller than 1/2?
It definitely. You saw me cutting.
So 3.
No. It's not 3. You saw me cutting, right? So look.
Oh, it's like 1 out of the 4 pieces.
1 out of the 4.
Oh, that's make it obvious.
Right. So now, how can we go back? How can we make it whole?
Okay.
No, not like that.
Oh.
I know, even a dumb guy can make it and make it a whole, right?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it is possible. Even a dumb guy can make it whole. Put a glue on it, and like a chemistry, like a bonding, ionic bonding, covalent bonding, and metallic bonding, like electron share and transfer. Those good old days of chemistry. But we are not talking about chemistry. We are not talking about bonding. We are talking about math, for God's sake. We are talking about math. We are not talking about electron transfer or electron share. We are talking about math, for God's sake. So show by math that it is indeed God. God 1.
Okay, so the first.
It is this.
Okay, so
it is this, and talk less and show me that you understand it, because the more you talk, the much more probably you make mistakes.
So one piece is 1/4, 2 pieces another 1 over 4. 3 piece, oh, another 1 over 4. And 4 piece, another 1 over 4.
That is good.
So if I add all of them up,
yes,
I'm gonna get 1 apple.
How?
Well, should I actually add them up?
Please do.
So, okay, now all I have to do is add up the top. So let me add up the top. So let's see. I have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
What is the common denominator?
4.
Yeah, so put 4.
Okay, so the answer will have 4 on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And on the top, I'm gonna have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
That is correct.
Which is 4.
Yes.
4 over 4.
Yes.
And that's another way of saying 1.
Now, can you write this one now? All of a sudden, hopefully this is not going to become hard. Can you write this one in number? Yeah.
So, okay. So you took the 1 over 4 and you kind of sliced it in half, I think.
You
right?
saw me doing it.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be Democritus and cut until I couldn't cut it anymore.
So you start with the 1 over 4, but then you cut it in half.
I cut it in half. Why did you put 2? I cut it in half.
So
I cut it in half.
right.
Okay, so you should multiply it by half or divide it by 2, which you are doing.
Divided by 2. So if I do 1 over 4 over 2,
you can put 1 over here.
Okay, so that give me an idea. I can kind of flip this bottom fraction, right?
You try what happened.
So I'm gonna be left over with, on the top I'm gonna have 1 times 1, that's 1. On the bottom I have 4 times 2, that's 8.
Can you do it without
Eight.
without dividing it? Can you show me with multiplication?
Okay, sure.
All right, can you show me? I like what you're doing. So you started with this one and you get that one.
Okay.
So you started with this one and you get that one, and I'm gonna make an arrow since I like arrow. Okay. So you start with this one and you ended with this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so this one is 1 over 4.
right. So let me write that down. You start with 1 over 4.
Hold on. I want to go back. So now, can you show me how you get from here to here by division?
Okay, sure. So we start with the 1 apple.
Which is here.
Okay, and we're gonna divide it in half.
Sure.
Half an apple. That's it.
All right. So
Half an apple.
now, what did you discover? You discovered that the fraction is a division. So student just discovered fraction is a division. Now, can you represent this one? Can you represent this one by 2? Right, 2 over 3. Can you represent this one by traditional division?
I can try. So I'm gonna have 2 divided by 3.
Very good. In fact, I'm gonna ask you one more thing. 1 divided by 3. Can you do this one?
Okay, so this time I'll have 1 divided by 3.
Alright, very nice. Now, good. Now, you see me getting that, right? Alright, so this is 1 over 8, right?
1 over 8.
So how did I get from 1 apple to 1 over 8? Can you show me by multiplication?
Okay, so from 1 to 1 over 8. So you started with 1 apple, and then you took 1/8 of it.
I took 1 over 8.
Just 1 over 8.
Alright, so there's 1 over 8. Alright, very good. Okay, I think you understood. I think you have hang of what is fraction is. Can you tell me what is fraction now?
A fraction is part of the whole.
Part of the whole. So now, today we're gonna do all 4 operations, all 4 arithmetic operations to learn the fractions. What are the all 4 operations?
Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
Okay, let's first start with addition. Is that okay? All right, now have you ever seen a die?
A die?
Yeah.
Looks like a cube.
All right, so the die, I'm sure you've seen a die. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say, have you ever seen those die?
Yeah, but do you have like a better picture? Because
Sure. What is the likelihood of getting 1? Is it whole number or fraction?
It's gonna be whole. It's gonna be 1. It's a whole number. That's like one of the whole. It's like a whole apple. 1 apple.
All right. So if I have this apple inside a bag, inside a
bag. What?
Probably, what is the likelihood if you put your hand inside and getting this apple?
1.
That's correct. 1 over 1. 1 over
1.
1 over 1. Okay. Now don't get too excited. What is the probability? Now, if you put your hand and getting 1 piece of apple.
1 piece of apple. It's gonna be 1. I got it.
It's not 1. It's not 1 anymore. It's how much? How many? So how many piece of apple?
Piece of apple. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, so it's 1 over 5.
It's 1 over 5. Now let's remove. Let's add this one. Now, what is the probability of you putting your hand inside and getting 1 piece of apple?
Wow. Okay, so now there's gonna be 9 pieces, just like this, 9 piece.
1 over 9, my friend. 1 over 9.
Oh.
1 over 9.
Oh, so the number of pieces go in the bottom.
Number number of possible outcome go on the bottom. Now, what is the probability you putting your hand inside and getting a piece?
1 over 10.
Okay, now
so
that 1 and that how many altogether?
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 possibilities.
Alright, that's good.
10 outcomes.
Alright, very good. So you got it. So what is the probability of getting rolling a die and getting 1?
1 over 6.
1 over 6.
There is 6 possibility.
Alright, what is the possibility of getting 2?
2 over 6.
1 over 6.
Oh.
Alright? It's like, what is the probability of getting the big one?
Oh, they are all equally likely.
They are all
equally
equally
likely.
Yes.
The number.
What is the probability of getting? What is the probability of getting this one?
1 over 6. It doesn't matter.
1 over 6, right?
It doesn't matter.
All right. So what is the sum of probability?
So this one, every face of the die has probability 1 over 6.
Right.
Because you told me they are all equally likely. So 1 over 6, 1 over 6, 1 over 6, 1 over 6. So the total probability of rolling any face of the die is gonna be 1 over 6 plus 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 1 over 6. 6 times. So 6 times I have to add 1 over 6 to itself. So that's gonna give me what?
6 over 6.
So,
very good. Arithmetic operations, okay? And that is subtraction. So what is the probability of rolling a die and not getting 1?
Not getting 1.
By the way, what is the probability rolling a die getting 1?
1 over 6.
And what is the probability not getting 1?
1 over 6.
Not getting 1. Getting 1 is 6. 1 over 6. What is the probability of not getting 1?
Oh, not getting 1.
So what is the total probability?
1.
Okay. And not getting 6 is?
Or getting 6 is 1 over 6.
Okay, getting 6 is 1 over 6.
So
okay.
not getting 1 is just 1 minus 1 over 6.
Yes,
5 over 6.
Yes, good.
Wow.
So what is the probability of not getting 1 and 2?
Oh, so instead, okay, so now I'm gonna do 2 minus 1 over 6.
Not 2.
Yeah.
This is the most you can have. This is the whole.
Oh,
You cannot
yeah.
have bigger than whole. In this case, 1 is the max. You
Max.
cannot have like 1 is the whole.
Mm.
All right. Okay. Yeah. In this case, 1 is the whole. So yeah. 1 and 2.
1 is the max.
1 is the whole. Yes.
Okay. 1 is
so
the whole.
whole minus the
Okay.
whole minus the complement of the.
So what if instead subtracting 1 over 6, I subtract the 2 over 6?
That's right.
So,
Because probability of 1 is 1 over 6.
Yeah.
The probability of 2 is 1 over 6.
1 over 6.
1 over 6
Add them
plus
up.
1 over 6 is 2 over 6.
Yeah.
And why you subtracting? Because it's not getting 2 and
Right.
2 and 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's move on, right?
Yeah.
So instead of 1 die, let's consider how many die?
2 die.
And let's consider 2 die. Alright, so what is this you see?
Die.
Okay. What is the likelihood of rolling a die and getting 1?
Getting 1. Is it gonna be 1?
What is the likelihood of rolling a die and getting 2?
2.
6?
6.
I mean 5?
Oh, 5.
Jesus. No.
The same. It's
No.
very simple.
No. What is the total possible outcome?
Well, there is 6 ways, so 6 possible outcomes.
Okay, 6 possible outcome.
Okay.
Do you remember that we had all the piece of apple inside the bag?
Oh yeah.
So what was the
yeah.
total possible?
10. 10 apple.
Total possible, right?
Yeah.
And you putting your hand inside the bag
Right.
and picking a piece.
1 over 10. 1 over 10. So 1 over 6.
So rolling a die and getting 1.
1 over 6.
Rolling a die getting 6.
1 over 6 is still equally likely.
Rolling a die getting 4.
1 over 6.
Alright, now let's do sum. Let's use the fast arithmetic operations
Okay.
to see the sum of all the likelihood. And what would be the sum? Alright. Okay, for example, look. The likelihood of tomorrow raining is half. And likelihood of tomorrow shining
is
half. So what is the total likelihood?
100%.
Half plus half.
Oh, 1.
What is
1?
the likelihood of you failing? That there is a midterm, okay, on Monday.
Okay.
The likelihood of you failing is 1 over 3. And likelihood of you passing 2 over 3.
Oh.
So what is the sum of
100.
all outcomes?
Oh, 1.
What does that mean?
1 whole.
That's right.
1
So 1 over 3 plus 2 over 3.
So there is always 1 whole.
There is always
So,
1 whole.
The sum of possibilities for all of this is just gonna be 1.
That's right. How to show me that?
Okay.
I'll do the first one. So for this one, I'll do 1 over 6. For this one, I'll do what?
1 over 6.
For this one, I'll do.
1 over 6.
For this one, I'll do.
1 over 6.
And for this one, I'll do.
1 over 6.
And for this one, I'll do.
1 over 6.
So can you add them now?
So
Do add them over here. Go ahead.
So on the bottom, I'm gonna have what?
Common denominator.
Common denominator 6, and on the top,
You add them up.
add them up. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6 over 6. I said it before, I said now is 1.
Now,
Wow.
very good. Now we're gonna make it a little bit interesting. So now we're gonna move to subtraction, the second arithmetic operations. Okay, so what is the probability of Alright, I'm not going to use the probability because probability make the student scared. I'm going to use the friendly term. You roll a die.
Okay.
How many possible outcomes?
6 face.
You already know, right?
I know.
What is the probability? What is the likelihood of getting 1?
1/6.
What is the likelihood of not getting 1?
1/6, equally likely.
What is the probability of, what is the likelihood of not getting 6?
1/6. They're all equally likely. You
Alright.
said.
So what is the total possible out? What is the sum of all outcome?
1. We just figured it out.
Sum of all outcome, right?
1.
And what is the likelihood of getting 1?
1/6.
1/6.
Oh, you are kind of doing it the opposite way.
I'm kind of doing it opposite.
Oh my god.
Alright, we can do it that way. What is the probability of not getting 1 means? What is the probability of getting 2?
Oh.
What is the probability of getting
3. Everything except 1.
everything except 1?
Okay, so 4. 5 and 6.
So that would be,
that's gonna add up to, well, all of the bottom is gonna be 6.
So
and top is gonna be 1 plus 1 is 2, 3, 4, 5/6.
Or you can do it this way.
And that's gonna give you same thing.
That's gonna give you the same thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's make it more interesting. What is the next?